Okay, so the last video ended. I didn't realize that it ended, but I have here the the FLTK window manager running. So I was able to get the X terminal for FLWM on the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is well optimized for performance. It's running only at 52 megabytes according to htop, and I'm installing the Dillo browser, which is a small browser, smaller than NetSurf. So I'm looking forward to it. Whenever you install an application on FLTK, it really just gets added to the right mouse button. So you basically have to use the right mouse, or there might be another, key shortcut or hotkey. But this is FLWM, which uses the FLTK toolkit, and it might already be installed. I don't really know where it gets added. Maybe I have to load it from the terminal. Setting up dillo. Launcher, all the Diet Pi. I don't even know if it would show up in the Diet Pi launcher, but so I suppose starting dillo would have to. How do I boot? Start dillo? No. Dillo. Okay, so you just type dillo. So I have here a window for a browser, and it is connected to the internet, obviously. So the performance of this on the Raspberry Pi Zero is better than the Diet Pi with LXDE. And then I also want to run htop. And I'm also learning a little bit about command line because I don't really use it that often, but running this can... Maybe I should try another terminal. I'm just trying to get this other one to load without closing. Okay, htop. Because I wanted to monitor the memory. So even with the htop running and possibly an extra desktop that I don't need, I don't know which one I'm using right now. Well, I can check that later. So even with one browser running, I'm still using less than 100 megabytes, quite a bit less. So some of these websites still work with Dillo, maybe not Slashdot, but I know this one does. So yeah, still can get internet. Now I probably would want to use something like Mint, a really big coin. Yeah, I probably would want to use something like Gemini, since there are some interesting new features on that. similar to a basic browser, but it does have some more specific guidelines, so that way you know you're not missing any formatting that's blocked or not even displaying at all on something like Dillo. But I'm pretty impressed with this because this is basically the most bare bone operating system. Not to say TinyCore is not bare bone, but if you just want to have easy access to the repositories, dietpy plus FLWM is a really great repository, a great combination. So you even get access to Project Gutenberg, so you can read books, and well, I don't think it'll support. I may have to go with the plain text version. So yeah, I mean these things load really quickly. So we have here. Let me try closing the window size. So I have to say this is probably. I did not even imagine after 2 days that I would get my Raspberry Pi working. I was basically just kind of thinking about what I wanted to format my micro SD drive with, because I was just like I was just kind of done with this whole Raspberry Pi issue with the USB. But fortunately I got it working again, and thanks to maybe Raspberry Pi, well, thanks to the Diet Pi distro and the Balena etcher, I was able to get quite a bit recovery of this driver, which somehow I might not have formatted it properly. My Windows hasn't really been allowing me to format it. It keeps running an error, so really the only thing I can do is just use the image writer and then ignore the prompts that say you have to format it and just let it run to finish writing it. So that's how I'm able to get it to overwrite whatever previous image. And I mean, if this were turned into a laptop with this pre-installed, I mean, it may look like a brand new computer, but it would be pretty surprising if it were a $5 computer chip there. But the USB is definitely something that needs to be corrected before you really just plug it in, because it may not work right away out of the box. There might be other formats that work. I don't have a viewer. You could probably install like a USB. A PDF viewer. But this is an HTML. It does display probably a little better than the text format. So also. But yeah, I mean, you're still using less than 100 megabytes, so pretty impressive here. I could even probably get like a word processor installed, and the performance would be pretty. The only thing I don't really know that much about is like the adapter and the additional drive. So if you wanted to save something, you might have a little bit of difficulty, because I don't know if it recognizes all the other drives out of the box. I mean, I could search or go back or check a different directory, but I don't know how much USB is going to be stored, other than just saving it on the disk and then maybe moving the drive, the the card to another USB reader, and then maybe I could read it. So yeah, that I don't really know much, but well, hope you like this video. I'm impressed myself because I didn't think I could get this to run. And let me just try some other programs here. I mean, there's only a few websites on here. Nexus, GNU. A lot of these don't use HTTPS, which is obviously going to run a little slower, but it's still nice to have this. And okay, what else can we check here? Yeah, this is definitely an old browser, but it still works, which is pretty impressive. So overall, you know, you probably would need to consider this. It's not going to be really useful for having certain things, but I guess in a minimalistic way, and you're just exploring, it's kind of cool to see, you know, the thing not slowing down or skipping. Because even with something like raspup, when you're booting from RAM, it's really, really slow. So, I mean, like, you can really try to run this as fast as you can, and it's not going like at 100% just for clicking forward or backwards. Like, you know, it should be running at 20% most of the time, and only just maybe jumping up for a second, not like, yeah, I mean 90%, but it's not hovering there like all the time. It goes right back down to like 40. So overall, yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of other things I could explore, just this video is going to be really long, so I'm going to just end it there, and thanks for watching.